And the Giants lose back-to-back games in Miami, and now the best they can hope for a split. This is Giants Roundup. You can follow on, and it's Tuesday afternoon, and it's Tuesday, June 12th. Murphy's Law going on here tonight too. You can follow on Twitter, join the Cricket Kite page on Facebook. Most importantly, please be kind and hit that subscribe button. It was not a good game for the Giants. The Bats were they in DC? Were they asleep? They weren't at. They weren't there in the snoozer ballpark known as Marlins Park. The Bats were just about as quiet today as the Marlins attendance today. I'm curious to see what the attendance was for today's game. After that 6,000 plus crowd in attendance, today's attendance for the Marlins Giants game was and 5,928 was your attendance tonight. So even slightly. So if you think today's attendance was last night's attendance was bad, tonight's attendance was worse. So certainly something there. And fans are still pissed off at Derek Jeter, but this is getting Montreal Expos bad in Miami, and at some point it'll get interesting to see if they can get some talent together. But the Jeter's fire sale is not doing well with the fans though in Miami. But the Giants did actually start with a lead with a ground out by Crawford to score Joe Panic. Then it was 1-0. Then Castro singles in the third to score Bohr. That ties the game. And then Riddle doubles to right to score Anderson and Bohr. It made it 3-1. That would be your final score. That one bad inning out of Chris Stratton ended up being the killer, but he did spare the pen tonight. That is one excellent thing tonight. Stratton did go 7 deep, and it was not his fault he lost. He just did not get any run support tonight. 7 innings, 3 earned. Got that ERA down to 4.56, which is a lot more of a respectable ERA. And certainly bounced back from a very poor start last night. So very good out of him. And the Giants only had 3 hits tonight. One from Pence, one from Longoria, one from Stratton. Chris Stratton actually had a hit tonight. The Marlins only had 6 hits, and the killer was Starlin Castro tonight. Castro was 2 for 6. Brian Anderson was 1 for 3, was hit by a pitch tonight. But they made Tyler Richards look like an ace. It's the Miami effect. I don't know what the Giants are doing in Miami, but they're not playing baseball. And the Bats have just gone to sleep in this series. And they definitely need a good. And I think certainly tomorrow we got Andy Suarez on the mound. There's another one who wants to recover from a bad start. Get those Bats going tomorrow. And it looks like we're going to probably be seeing a platoon between Hunter Pence and Mac Williamson until Williamson finds his swing. Or neither one of them can really do the job soon. You might have to mull the idea of calling up Austin Slater. I certainly think Austin Slater's certainly been itching for another call up with the Giants, and if neither of these two can get the bats going soon, you could be seeing a lot more of Austin's. You could really start having to kick the tires on the idea of calling up Austin Slater. And right now in Sacramento, Austin Slater is hitting. He's hitting 366 in Sacramento, which is really good. He's hitting 366 this year. He's had 4 home runs. Granted, he's not a power hitter, but he could definitely get some quality at bats. He could definitely get some quality at bats for the Giants if they need to bring up Austin Slater. And realistically, if they cannot get it together soon, I really think you have to start kicking the tires on calling up Austin Slater to play left field, and especially with but we'll see though. Hopefully Williamson can find a swing, or Pence can pick his game up a skosh. But if neither of these two can get it going soon, you have to maybe start mulling the idea of going to Austin Slater. It may not hurt. But this was a very costly loss for the Giants tonight. But the good thing for they're going to be heading to LA with a rotation that's not going to look good. Now they lose Walker Bueller to the disabled list. So now the majority of the Dodgers rotations on the DL, so that might be their saving grace going to Dodger Stadium. But now they've lost 2 in a row. They fall 4 back of Arizona at 33 and 34. And if Arizona gets hot, then the Giants may be ready. Might be time to sell. But they can't. They can't afford to lose. They can't be losing games to fucking Miami. They can't. These are games they need to win. They need to get. They need to now win the next 2 and salvage a split. This does not look good. And I think at some point LA is going to fall out of the playoff race now with Bueller hurt, Kershaw hurt, Maeda hurt. It's mainly Alex Wood is your de facto ace. And now the trade market just got a lot more interesting with Chris Archer likely hurt on the disabled list until after the All-Star break. So Archer may no longer be a trade option for teams. So now Cole Hamels' price just went way up due to the injury to Chris Archer. So certainly somebody's now going to have to overpay for Cole Hamels. Or you can see a lot of these others. James Shields, that's another one where I think a team's now going to have to overpay for somebody like James Shields at the trade deadline. But the Giants, they need to make. This is the time to make a run, or it will be time to start listening to trade offers for Joe Panic or Brandon. Well, maybe if Brandon Bell can continue to play good after he returns, you may have to, if the Giants do fall out of it, you may have to start listening to trade offers for him and try to get some of that farm stocked. Granted, the farm's a little better this year, but the farm definitely has a long way to go, and This is not the time to be losing. This is not the you need to beat the Marlins. You need to beat the Padres. You can't be losing to these teams. And then, speaking of another one, player wants to get paid this offseason, Bryce Harper leaves the game hurt after getting hit by a pitch twice tonight. So, but tomorrow it will be Andy Suarez, who's looking to bounce back from a poor start against Washington. He will go up against Caleb Smith. So if things get bad, but we'll see. This could be a game that where hopefully Suarez can be out there and get some innings. But the bats need to wake up tomorrow. You can't wait for Brandon Belt to come back off the disabled list. He's not. They need to find that savior. Crawford needs to get the bat going tomorrow. Somebody needs to be the hero tomorrow. All right, let's go to the MLB roundup for tonight. The Yankees blank the Nationals 3-0, and as I said earlier, Bryce Harper leaves after getting hit by a pitch twice. Taking the win is CC Sabathia, taking the loss Tanner Rourke. It looks like the Nationals did not apply any retaliation, so that's good. Good there. Edie Gregorius it's 2 home runs tonight, up to his 13th home run of the year, and is starting to find his bat over there with for the Yankees this year. Rourke falls to 3-7 on the year, but he's not. It's not a bad 3-7. He's just not had run support when he starts. And in a game that so that's going extras. My bad. And in Philadelphia tonight, the Rockies lose their 5th straight game as they lose to the Phillies 5-4. Taking the win, Aaron Nola. Taking the loss, John Gray. 10 strikeouts. That was the good out of John Gray. The 4 earned was the bad out of Gray tonight. Tom Murphy goes 3 for 4 for the Rockies. Just called up to Colorado. And Nola had 10 strikeouts himself and only gave up an earned run. Luis Garcia, 3 earned runs without recording an out tonight. And now Colorado falls to 32-34 on the year, and Gray's supposed to be the ace on this team, and his ERA is ballooned to 5.68. That is very concerning if you're a Rockies fan. That means you're going to have to the Rockies are going to have to be in the market for acquiring a starter, or if things don't turn around soon, they could be in the sellers market. In Tampa Bay tonight, the Rays beat the Blue Jays 4-1, taking the win. Austin Pruitt taking the loss. Jaime Garcia. Former Giant Sergio Romo gets the save for the Rays tonight. And it was a bullpen game. Your opener tonight was Ryan Stanek for the Rays. 4 earned in 5 innings pitched for Garcia. And Toronto falls to 30-37 on the year. Tampa Bay at 31-35. In Detroit, the Twins beat the Tigers 6-4, taking the win. Ryan Presley taking the loss. Lewis Coleman. Holding gives up 2 earned and 2/3 of an inning pitched. Warwick Saupold 2 earned and 1 inning pitched. And Odorizzi's starting to find his groove over there in Minnesota, and now Minnesota is just half a no. They climbed up to second place tonight. Now they're 5.5 games in the pathetic AL Central behind Cleveland. In Atlanta, the Braves clobber the Mets 8-2, taking the win. Shane Carl taking the loss. Zach Wheeler gets pounded for 6 earned and 5 2/3 innings pitched. Former Giant prospect. He could certainly be on the trading block for the Mets at the deadline this year, as they are. And this is no, this is. I think they've lost 8 out of their last 9 or 7 out of their last 8. And this game started off with a grand salami in the first inning by Ozzie Albies, out of all things. Not so that was the killer for that was certainly the killer for Wheeler, was that grand salami way back in the first inning. And certainly it's looking like the Mets are going to be sellers, and we'll see if Wheeler gets some offers at the trade deadline. He could certainly bring back a decent return for the Mets. Nick Markakis goes 3 for 4 for the Braves. And Mike Foltynewicz, 5 scoreless innings, 6 strikeouts, and 5 innings pitched. Jesse Biddle, 2 runs, 1 earned, and 1/3 of an inning pitched. In St. Louis, the Cardinals lose to the Padres tonight, 4-2. Taking the win is Adam Simber. Taking the loss, Miles Mikolas. Hard loss tonight, just did not get any run support. 3 earned and 6 innings pitched. Craig Stammen, 2 earned and 1 inning pitched. Eric Hosmer hits his 9th home run of the year for the Friars. And don't look now, the Friars are only a half game and a half, 6 games out of first and a game and a half out of fourth place. So if Colorado's not too careful, they could end up falling into dead last. And games currently in progress in Baltimore. This one's about to go final. With Craig Kimbrell in a save situation, the Red Sox lead the Orioles 6-2. Eduardo Rodriguez likely to take the win. David Hess gets pounded for 5 earned runs and 3 1/3 innings pitched. And another loss closer for until Dan Duquette gets fired in Baltimore. In the top of the ninth, the Brewers currently lead the Cubbies 4-0. This one with 2 outs. This one looks like it's about to go final. In the battle of first place in the NL Central. So it looks like they're about to even up the series here. It looks like Milwaukee will be back in first place by a half a game after tonight. And welcome back, Chase Anderson. He comes back 7 scoreless innings after returning from the disabled list. Really good outing out of Anderson, 6 strikeouts. Tyler Chatwood gives up 4 runs, 3 earned, and 5 innings pitched. And in another game that's about to go final, the White Sox currently lead the Indians 5-1 in the top of the ninth. Matt Davison goes 2 for 3 for the White Sox. It looks like Mancada left the game hurt. Now, somewhere, I guess it's just might be an error. Okay, but big game. James Shields, another solid outing. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run. Certainly, the certainly going to get a nice return back from the. He's certainly going to be traded at the deadline. His trade value just went up with the injury to Archer. So, but for Cleveland, Adam Plutko, five earned and 4 2/3 innings pitched, not all that wonderful. And this game currently in the 10th inning between two cellar dwellers between the Reds and the Royals, tied at 1 apiece. 8 solid innings out of Ian Kennedy tonight. Sal Romano, 8 solid innings, 1 earned run. And then Kelvin Herrera with a blown save tonight. Yeah, he blows a save in the 9th inning, and now we're in extras. And currently in the desert, in the bottom of the 3rd, the Diamondbacks lead the Pirates 7-0. Trevor Williams gives up 7 runs, but only 2 of them are earned. As the Pirates have had a comedy of errors tonight. An error by Joshua Bell. Trevor Williams with an. Yeah, Trevor Williams actually had a throwing error. Josh Harrison with a throwing error. A lot of these runs were scored on a comedy of errors. And Clay Buchholz has been excellent tonight. Paul Goldschmidt, he's finally found his swing, and watch out. If Lamb gets going, I think Arizona can start pulling away with the division. Goldschmidt's 2 for 2 tonight. His batting average is up to 259. And currently in the 4th inning, the Astros lead the A's at the Oakland Coliseum 4-2. Daniel Mangden getting roughed up at 3 3 2/3 innings pitched. Thus far, 4 earned. So Mangden falling on a little bit of hard times as of late. Matt Chapman 1 for 1. Tony Kemp 1 for 2. Carlos Correa 1 for 2. Yuri Gurriel 1 for 2. Correa and Gaddis have both hit their 11th home runs of the year. Matthew McCullers 2 earned and 3 innings pitched. Yeah, Mangden's having some struggles tonight. Currently in Seattle, the Mariners lead the Angels 1-0. The home run by Mitch Haniger, his 14th home run of the year for the Mariners. Jaime Barria pitching tonight. Mike Leake pitching for the Mariners. And currently down in LA, the Dodgers currently lead the Rangers 3-2. Pitching tonight for the Texas Rangers is Bartolo Colon. Adrian Beltre is 2 for 2. Delino DeShields Jr. 2 for 2. And Craig Ferguson and Caleb Ferguson making his major league debut for the LA Dodgers tonight has given up 2 earned runs in 3 innings pitched. Filling in for the injured Walker Buehler. Buehler. Yasiel Puig 1 for 1. Jock Peterson 1 for 1. And now currently on the farm, speaking of injuries, it looks like Miggy Cabrera is done for the year for the Tigers. He's going to have arm surgery. So that kind of hurts the Tigers' faint playoff hopes. And there's no minor league baseball tonight. Well, I hope everybody enjoys their Tuesday night. Got to get a win tomorrow. Got to get a win. You play. Hello, you play to win the game. That's what they got to do tomorrow. Win the game. Good night.